Another day of success as 74 graduates for the KKETS class of 2019 received their diplomas at the Thunder Bay Community Auditorium. The celebration was met with the chiefs of all of the Matawa nations, speeches and goodwill and good words, all on a good day. This is James with Net News Ledger. Here's the story.
Okay, I'm going to introduce the drum here, is Spirit Wind, the drum. They'll be doing the opening song, and we'll get our graduates to be coming during the song. Take it away there, Spirit Wind. Can everyone rise, please? Sorry. Miigwech, Spirit Wind, here at Miigwech. Here we go, we're going to get remain standing for our elder, Gerry Martin.
Long version. Bonjour, Wache, Shego, Washte, greetings, Earthlings. That's for you Star Trekkies. This is really a beautiful day because we've come so far in such a while. And we thank the Creator for all the things that we've had and been given and we worked through in the last 6-7 years. For our students, our beautiful students, I'm so proud of you. Smile. You guys are so serious. There's not going to be a test after this. And you should be very proud of yourself. Be happy. You made it. You see? I told you you could do it. And your families believed in you. And you do it for yourself. And those children will follow in your footsteps. For those spirits and those people who 40 years ago believed in Aski and the NAN education portfolio, everything that we had to do back then to make our organization and change our lives and our communities. See, thank you, Creator, for all those people that worked to make it happen. Because this is visual proof that we can do it. We can educate our people. We can take our place in society. So be very proud of your loved ones that are up here in red. And don't forget to take the suits off when you go. You can't take them home. But I think of many of the elders and people that have passed on, walked on to the spirit world that were with us 40, 50 years ago, asking for these kind of things. For those that worked hard and moved on or walked to the spirit world, I say thank you, for all that we have. For our good life, and that we can have and that you are going to live. For all that we put into this and that we have,
Give it up for the graduates, everyone. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. You can remain seated now. My name is Sterling Findlayson. I'm from Long Lake Reserve 58 First Nation, and they have asked me to do the Master of Ceremonies for you special people today. And I am very honored to be standing up here today and acknowledging these people with their accomplishments. You know, graduation is something to be celebrated by others, but more importantly, it's to be celebrated by yourself, because you were the one who actually did the work, and you were the one who accomplished this. So you know what? Give yourself a hand, because you deserve this. Give yourself a hand, guys. Come on. And you know what? I gotta give myself a hand too. Oh. You know what? Because my accomplishment today was I got out of bed. I'm out of school, and you know what? I lay back there and I said, I don't have to get up. No, you know what? This today we are going to be giving out. No, we're not giving out the awards and gifts until later this evening at the supper. But today we will be giving out the certificates only. So there will be no long speeches, and there will be no long hugs. I know some chiefs who like to hug people real. No, but yeah, you know, I love this when they're having more and more graduates in these Native organizations. I absolutely love it, because it shows that our people are getting stronger and that our people are becoming educated. And you know, education is key. Education is strength, and education is unity. And I believe that if we stick together and work together, we can be a self-efficient government. And because I'll be running for our first Prime Minister, for the Natives. Please vote for me, please. But anyways, all my jokes aside, without further ado, I'd like to introduce, on behalf of the chiefs, Mrs. Chief Celia Eacham to come say some remarks and congratulatory thingamabobs.
Good afternoon. I'm here because I was asked to kind of present to the ceremony and the awards and speak on behalf of the organization, I guess. You know, when KKETS was formed 6-7 years ago, I was part of the working group at that time, and there was people that were very interested in forming this service, I'll call it, to our people that were sitting back in the communities, not having any education. There was young adults, middle-aged people that needed to come back into class to upgrade themselves. We started looking at what we wanted within our Matawa communities. How can we help our people bring themselves up to where they can go out in the world and look for work, look for something in their life to get ahead in life. I know there is a lot of obstacles today we face in our communities. I, for one, can speak for my own community where there is a lot of problems with drugs, alcohol. I don't know some of the drugs that I'm talking about, but they're out there and it's disrupting our people and getting to where we want them to go. But you know, every day we strive, we get up every day and hope for the best for our people. And this is what Kikenjigewen, I have a hard time saying it, even though I was one of the groups. KKETS, I'll say. It's easier for me to say. But this is what we had dreamed. That was our vision, was to bring the people out and look at the graduates today, this year. You know, as far as, I think there's about 400 graduates we had since we started, from all the communities. And they decided to come out and look at their lives and analyze their lives, where they wanted to go. And this is what we see today. Whether it's young people, whether it's middle-aged, whether it's older people, that this is what they come for. And that's why we're here today, is to celebrate with them. This is the day of celebration, you know, and we're right behind them to support them. As I look at the crowd, all of you are maybe husbands, wives, their children, their grandparents. You know, we're here, we're happy for them. And we're here to support them in whatever they do in their life as they continue. They might continue their education. They might get a job. They might go to some other adventure that they want to do. I know, you know, when I think about things that I wanted to do, if I had to live my life again, I would strive to be a worker overseas. That was my vision, to work with the underprivileged people. And I'm still trying to do it in my own community. You know, my heart is where the people is, and that's where I've always come from. You know, I don't look down on people. I've never done that. I walk in the same level as the people I work for. Even though I've been in this position for 11 years, you're never going to see me put my head up in the air and say, I don't know you. That's not me. And I don't like to see that in people. And this is the message I'm giving you. Support each other, love each other, embrace each other. And that's the message. Libach.
Libach, Chief Celia Eacham, a wonderful speech. Now our next speaker is Grand Chief Alvin Fiddler himself.
Miigwech story. Miigwech Gerry, Gipsy. Miigwech Pedanak drum, Kagi ni Umads. Wacha Gidnawa. Umaga ek academic. I acknowledge that we're in the traditional territory of Port William First Nation, Robinson Superior Treaty Territory. And I acknowledge all of you that are here. The leadership that's up on the stage, and most importantly, the graduates. Every time I go to a graduation ceremony, when I see graduates walking in, I can't help but feel a bit of emotion, because not only is it a beautiful sight to see, but to me it represents the growth of our community as our nation. And you will be a part of that. And I commend you for all the work that you've done to get to where you are today. I congratulate you and your families. I've been thinking a lot about my dad over the last week, knowing that the other weekend was Father's Day. And my dad left us, his name was Moses, Fiddler, left us about 5 years ago. And last night I was at home and I posted a picture of him in my social media page, of him wearing a graduation gown like that and his hat. A few years ago, before he passed away, the community in my school presented him with an honorary grade 8 diploma. And I think by this time he was probably 82 when he got that. And I know that it meant a lot to him to have that piece of paper in that ceremony, because my dad was a strong believer in lifelong learning and lifelong education, that we should make it our mission in our lives to continue to learn new things, and no matter how old we are or where we are in life, that it's never too late to maybe go back a little bit in our lives and pick up those things that we may have dropped off along the way. You know, sometimes we think that life gets in the way of things, but that's just the way life is. And I recognize that some of you probably took you a while to even think about, filling that application to go back to school. And I'm sure you, after you even filled out that form, as it's coming back to Thunder Bay, coming back to this program and going through and relearning some of this stuff that I'm sure you learned that when you were younger, and then picking it all up again. That really means a lot. So I congratulate you again. And whatever you can do to just keep moving forward in your own journey, your education or your employment. That's our role as political leaders, as chiefs that are sitting up here with me, with Minister Hajdu. That's our job, is to help support you in your own journeys. And when we do that, that's when we begin to support each other and continue to grow as a nation. So with that, again, on behalf of all the chiefs of the Nishnawbe Nation, on behalf of all our citizens of the Nishnawbe Nation, I say congratulations to you and to your families, and I wish you all the best as you continue your journey here today. So, Miigwech.
Miigwech, Grand Chief Alvin Fiddler. We're going to present, Matawa KKETS wants to present you with a gift. Miigwech. Now we're going to move on to Mr. CEO of Matawa First Nations Management, David Paul Achmanishkum. Can you come up here, David, and say a few words?
Call me Mr. CEO. Anyway, I'm really glad to be here on behalf of the Matawa First Nations organization. You know, since 1988, we have, I remember back then that, you know, when we're looking at the mandate of what Matawa was, and the emphasis was that it has to be community-owned, community-driven, and that's how we have done our work. And we have, you know, worked with our chiefs, and we have worked with our board of directors to ensure that everything that we do is on behalf of the people. I call the peoples of the land. And that's what we're all about. So I'm really happy to see the success of 74 students that we have here today. I just wanted to acknowledge our chiefs here that have joined us here today. I'm not going to ask them to stand up, but I just want to acknowledge them that they are here. Chief Cornelius Wabas is from Webakwe First Nation. Chief Johnny Yellowhead. I don't believe Chief Johnny Yellowhead is here, but he's Chief Chris Munoz, Nishnawbe First Nation. Chief Harvey Esno, Hamilton First Nation. Chief Bruce Achni Beneshkan, Market Falls. Chief Dorothy Tuido, Aroland First Nation. Chief Veronica Wabus from Long Lake 58 First Nation. And of course, Chief Celia Echen, you've met her, from Kikenjigewen First Nation. And Chief Rick Allen from Francis Lake First Nation. You know, without this fine leadership that we have here, Matawa would not be where we are today, and truly thankful, you know, for their courage, for their vision, and certainly moving forward is going to be there. I want to really truly thank them. My task here today is also to introduce our next speaker, the Honorable Patty Hajdu. I've known Patty for some time. I worked with her when she was the executive director at the Thunder Bay Shelter House, and I believe from there that we developed, I believe, a great relationship. I'm truly happy that she had moved on, become our Thunder Bay Superior North representative as a Liberal representative on behalf of the Canada, and I believe she's done a great job. And so I want you to welcome the Honorable Patty Hajdu.
Thank you very much, David Paul, for inviting me to be part of this ceremony. It's a joy to be with everyone on the traditional territory of Fort William First Nation, and I have to thank Elder Martin, who I also met at Shelter House, who was a very kind teacher to me and helped me understand the best way to provide comfort to people that were really struggling. And I want to thank you personally for all of those hours that you gave to me, teaching me how to be better as a human. So thank you very much. I also am thrilled to be here, obviously, with Grand Chief Alvin Fiddler, who is another one of my teachers, and I've known him for a very long time, and I so admire the work that he does on behalf of Northwestern Ontario. And you should know about Grand Chief Fiddler that he has the Prime Minister's phone number and I don't. So that's how great of a politician he is. He actually knows how to get stuff done, and he is one of the most effective politicians I've ever seen from our region, and you should be just incredibly proud of the work that he does on behalf of the region, and behalf of all of us, quite frankly. And of course, all of the other 9 chiefs that are here with us, thank you so much for the work that you do to lead your communities, including the 3 that are in the region that I have the honor of representing. So today is a very special day, and I want to congratulate all of the graduates, because I actually on a personal level know just how hard it is to go back to school as an adult. In fact, I finished high school and I went straight into university, and I dropped out 2 years later because I too came from a background where I was the first in my family to go to school, to go to post-secondary education. My family knew they wanted me to get an education, but they didn't really know what it looked like and how to do that, and they didn't necessarily have the supports financially or emotionally to help me through those rough spots. And I bet many of you have faced some rough spots on the journey that you're on right now. It's not an easy journey, because sometimes you feel like you're all alone, especially if you're the only person in your family that's tried to achieve this goal. Right? I suspect that might be some of your stories as well. But you know, I persevered, and after I dropped out, I went back. And I went back as an adult, and it was a little bit easier because I kind of had some emotional maturity about the kinds of barriers that were facing me, and I had additional supports, and I had persistence, and I had great people around me, like you have had around you, that when things were really dark, would say, you can do it, take that next step, I'll help you. And you know, I think about all the teachers that are probably in this audience today, and I want to thank all the teachers and the people that say to those folks like me and like these graduates, when things are dark, don't worry, I'll help you take the next step. That's a huge part of the success for all of us, so thank you so much to the teachers. Listen, I went into politics because I truly believe that as a country, we are better off and we are stronger when everybody has a fair chance at success. And we know that hasn't been the case. For so many people, this country has written off their success, written off their potential contributions. And here's what I know, we can't afford to do that. That when we put our efforts behind making sure that people have that opportunity to succeed, that's when we're really going to start to see our capacity as a country to solve some really substantial problems that face us. The problem of inequity, the problem of climate change, the problem of moving to new technology in a really rapid pace. Those are the kinds of things that you are all now positioned to help solve in your own communities and actually for the country. Canada needs you. But this isn't just about you. This is about that little guy right there in the stroller who's patiently waiting to see his loved one graduate, or the baby that's in the front row. This is about setting a vision for people. Now they're not going to be the first to graduate from high school. You are. And you have a vision, a line of sight, that you're changing not just your own life, but the generations that follow you. In fact, that's exactly what happened in my family. Both my boys now are college graduates. One's an apprentice for heavy equipment, and one's a journalist grad. And they would not have been able to do that if someone in our family hadn't unlocked that key to education, which, by the way, is the only silver bullet out of inequity and poverty. So this is about Canada needing you, this is about your family needing you, this is about your community needing you, and this is about you having the tools to show a new way forward for all of those people. And not just your family. It's the folks all around you that have watched you struggle, that have wondered inside, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could take that chance. You're inspiring those people too. And you might not even know just how far that goes. So now go forward. You should be proud of what you've accomplished, but also share your story. Don't be afraid to share your vulnerability. How hard it was. Who helped you? How many times you doubted yourself? Because I guarantee there are people in your life who have the same fears. And when you're vulnerable with them and you tell them how your success came about and that you felt the same way, you will inspire them to take that next step too. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Patty Hajdu, everybody. They keep reminding me. I forgot something again. Come over here, Mrs. Honorable Patty Hajdu. Yeah, she is an awesome lady, I tell you. I first met her too when I was working at the shelter house early in my recovery. I had the honor of actually working under her and her assistant, Cheryl L'Esperance, I believe, and they are amazing. Well, moving on, here we go. Going to move on to Acting Director, Indigenous Education Branch, Ministry of Training, Colleges and Universities, Mr. Barry McCartan.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Elder Martin, Grand Chief Fiddler, Matawa Chiefs, Minister Hajdu, honored guests, and especially members of the graduating class and all of your families. I want to start today by recognizing the long history of Indigenous peoples in Ontario and by acknowledging that we are in the Robinson Superior Treaty Territory and the land on which we gather as the traditional territory of the Nishnawbe and the Métis. I'm honored to be invited to speak to you today, and I would like to pass on greetings and congratulations from the new Minister of Training, Colleges and Universities in the province of Ontario, the Honourable Ross Romano. It is an honour to be here today to recognize the 74 Matawa First Nation members who are receiving their Ontario Secondary School Diplomas and recognition certificates this afternoon. Essentially through the Aboriginal Skills Advancement Program. I want to acknowledge KKETS Employment and Training and your Board of Directors, led by Joe Baxter, Board President, and David Paul Atshana-Pisum, sorry, I'm really terrible at pronunciation, their Chief Executive Officer. They've been great partners with us over the last couple of years as Ontario has provided funding and support for the Aboriginal Skills Advancement Program. Also want to thank Project Coordinator Una Pettin for her strong leadership role in that program and the collective efforts of both the Aboriginal Skills Advancement Program team and also working with Lakehead Adult Education Centre, which allows everybody in the program to undertake this culturally based educational opportunity and while staying connected to your homes and your families. The Aboriginal Skills Advancement Program in the Ring of Fire area is an example of the Ministry of Training, Colleges and Universities support and collaboration with Indigenous peoples in the area of education, post-secondary education and training. Since the program was piloted in 2012, Ontario has invested over $18.2 million in KKETS for the delivery of this very successful and very important program. We understand that since 2012, there have been 398 graduates from 9 Matawa communities who have all gone on to pursue further training, post-secondary education, or employment opportunities. So we, on behalf of my branch, we really appreciate the opportunity to celebrate with all of you today, and that KKETS we hope to keep working with to support their mission on helping Indigenous learners follow their education and career pathways in a way that's responsive to and reflective of your culture. I congratulate the KKETS team, all the partners, and especially each of you, all of the graduates, and your families who support you all the way through the program in achieving your goals. Thank you for all your hard work, Kiikenomaga.
Miigwech, thank you very much, Mr. Barry McCartan. Now, our next speaker, this person needs no introduction. He has wrestled a bear and won. He has a star on the Hollywood boardwalk, and he is seen at every powwow, I think. May I call up Mr. Joe Baxter, Board President of KKETS.
Good, Sterling. As I go to Kikenjigewen, we go getting a week at the band, as he spoke to go again, but the Westminster Kikenjigewen, but the Bian Shaggy. As again in the Chom shop, and I said, me to swing the Tawa, he's carefully taking notice in the cat, my little book here, so. I'm getting at that age, I'm getting forgetful too, and Poso Kikenoma, Kikenjigewen, big, Kikenoma in York, Kikenoma, Aski, congratulations, students, and for all you parents that are up here, grandparents, great-grandparents, congratulations to your families. And then, like it has been said, like as of 398 have graduated to this date, and in partnership with MTCU and also with Lakehead University, and also I guess the forgotten partners. I guess we're not forgetting. I guess it's us, that make this happen. And if it isn't for our abilities to educate ourselves, and Kiikenomaga is here, because it doesn't matter where, if it's through books, or even walking through the bush, with the rivers we travel. And this fulfills our final year of the agreement to educate our students. But more is going to come on the way. We're working on it, and and it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling that we're educating our people in this avenue, and it's also a good feeling that we're educating ourselves in our own paths as well. And it's with great anticipation that the success of this program is recognized, and we are able to continue to educate our members of Matawa First Nations. And on behalf of the KKETS Board, congratulations, Dinana, me Gwetske, Kikenjigewen, and also, give yourselves a good round of applause. And to move this program along, me and the Kikenjigewen, Zagwoskeni ni born to name them Kikenjigewen, but Kikenjigewen did not see Nina Kikenjigewen, Chinozoan, Kikenjigewen, or Bueno, English.
Joe Baxter, everybody. Awesome. We're going to move on with the next speaker. She is acting manager of Lakehead Adult Education Centre. Her name is Samantha Pietro.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Lakehead Adult Education Centre and the Lakehead District School Board, I'd like to express our gratitude for the collaborative partnership that has developed between KKETS and LAEC over the years. I'd like to acknowledge the commitment and dedication of all of the staff at KKETS, wherever you are out there, as well as the teachers and the staff at Lakehead Adult Education Centre. I'd also like to give a special thank you to Una. This program has continued to thrive because of her hard work and dedication. Thank you, Una. To the graduates, it's my good fortune to be able to stand here on behalf of all of the staff and teachers at Adult Ed and say that we are all honored to have been a very small part of your lives to date, and we congratulate you on what you have achieved. Please, please, please take the time to acknowledge and to enjoy what you've accomplished. We wish you nothing but success for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Samantha Pietro. And now we'll move on to the head honcho. We got the ASAP Interim Program Manager, KKETS, Ms. Una Petten.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for coming to share this special day with our graduates. So many people have contributed to the success of the program and helped our students have a memorable and meaningful time with us. So I just want to thank our partners, our Lakehead Adult Education staff and teachers, Roots to Harvest, Leona Local 607, and to all our staff at KKETS and especially to our ASAP team. Without our ASAP team, our program wouldn't be possible. And I just want to share a little story with you guys, just to show you like the great impact that our ASAP program has on our communities and the quality of our graduates. Not too long ago, I had made a trip up to Edmonton with a couple of colleagues, and we were going up there to conduct interviews. And the first person that I seen at the airport, and I'm just going to give a shout out to these people, working for North Star Air as a travel agent, Lena Shawanamash. And then my two colleagues that I was traveling with, Diane Beaver, the LS coordinator, Melissa Gagnon, KKETS Intake and Referral Officer, all class of 2014-2015. And the candidate that we interviewed up in Edmonton, Anita Wabano, class of 2018-2019. So, congratulations to all our graduates. There's proof right there. There's jobs out there for you when you're done. Keep going. Congratulations.
This is Una Petten, everyone. One more round of applause for an awesome woman, awesome woman. Yeah, I knew her way back in the day. You want me to get in one of those stories? No, I'm just joking. And she comes back, yeah, no, take him off stage. No, so we're gonna move on here, and I believe we're gonna get some remarks from the valedictorian. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna name her, but could we have a little bit of a drum roll, please? If everyone could do something. Oh, here we go. Your valedictorian coming up, Mrs. Pink Baxter. Come on up. Oh my God, I thought she wasn't here. I was gonna say, what do I do now? Wow. Congratulations, Pink. I think my hair is longer than yours.
Yeah, I had a speech written, but I forgot it in my community, so then I just had to write it right there. Yeah, so. I was shocked when they asked me to leave valedictorian. I thought maybe they did a mistake. I would like to thank the KKETS staff for all their support and making sure I was always on time, even though I wasn't today. And not missing any days, unless it was absolutely necessary. I give a big thanks to the teachers of KKETS for their support, fairness, and giving myself and my fellow students the strength to carry on and accomplish our goals. I want to thank my dad to thank my dad, William Baxter. He did a great job raising 7 kids by himself and making sure we went to school every day. I want to thank my siblings for being the best and being strong through our very hard times. I would also like to thank I'd also like to thank I guess everyone else said KKETS. I also like to say congratulations to everyone graduating here today. We actually made it. I'm proud that we stuck it out until the end and made it to this day. Again, thank you KKETS staff and teachers for your encouragement and convincing us that we are smarter than we thought. The only dark word I will say today is that mainstream society convinced many Indigenous people that we were smart, and I guess today we proved them wrong. That's as far as I got for the chat. Okay, so if I can pass any words of wisdom on to anyone, we must believe that we are intelligent Native people than we realize, that can succeed in school, become very good students, and be whatever we want to hear this. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I had a better speech with me. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much, Hank. When are you coming out with your new album? Hank Baxter, everybody. Oh my goodness. I think it would have had more effect if the microphone was down because I'm a little tall. No, but a great speech, Miss Pink Baxter. You're going to do very well. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to do the presentation of the Ontario Secondary School Diplomas and provincial recognition certificates. So, my bad. We are going to call up the Chief of Airland and bring up the Airland students one by one. After that, we are going to get them to do a dance. Airland dance. Deadly, those Airland students. Okay, first student on the docket is Stella Bouchard. Come on. Take pictures and then I'll photobomb you guys. Stella Bouchard, everybody. Next up will be Valerie Javik. Next up, Valerie Javik, everyone. Next up, Walter Lewis. Walter Lewis, everybody. Ian McGiskin is your next graduate. Congratulations, Ian. Next one, Miss Velda Megan. Congratulations, Velda Megan. Awesome. Next up, Mr. Blake Mendewagen. Congratulations, Blake Mendewagen. Next up, Miss Erica Singleton. Congratulations, Erica Singleton. And those are your graduates from Araland First Nation. Okay, I'd like to call up Chief Ricky Martin. Call up Chief, come on up over here. Living La Vida Loca, he says, I believe that, Chief. Okay, moving on, here we go. Mr. Brody Chichu. Yeah, he's out firefighting right now, but he left me with a 5-minute speech. Congratulations, Brody. Next up, Hunter Eacham. Next to come is Miss Joyce Sutherland. Next up, I'm going to say a few things about this guy before he comes up here. And he knows I know him. Mr. Terrence Sutherland, people. That is your graduating class from Constance Lake First Nation. Miigwech, Mr. Chief Ricky. Moving on. Could I get Mr. Chief Harvey Yesno up here from Edmonton First Nation? The first one coming up, may I call Christian Achinabaniskam. Oh, sorry, he couldn't be here, but please applaud. Next up, Mr. Shane Anderson. Shane Anderson, everybody. Next one is Mr. Andrew Atlukin. Andrew Atlukin, everybody. Next up, Mr. Alvi Atlukin. Very sorry. Alvi. Oh, sorry about that, Chuck. When I said Alvi, I thought you were from Sweden. Alvin at Lucan, everybody. Next up, Lucy at Lucan. Lucy at Lucan, everybody. I love Lucy. That's Mr. Brian Basketoing. Brian Basketoing, everybody. Next up, Delaney Boyce. Delaney Boyce. Next up, Irene Boyce. Irene Boyce, everybody. Next up, Isabel Boyce. Isabel Boyce, everybody. Next up, Jonathan Boyce. Jonathan Boyce. Next up, Tyler Boyce. Next up, Pauline Coffee Pelkey. Pauline Coffee Pelkey. Next up, Ashley Jacob. Ashley Jacob, everybody. Next up, Brenda Kiskete. Brenda Kiskete, everybody. Next up, Daryl Kiskete. Daryl Kishkite, everybody. Next up, Daniel Nisi Tawagizik. Daniel Nisi Tawagizik, everybody. Don't forget him anyway. Next, Fred Nisi Tawagizik. Fred Nisitawagizik, everybody. Next up, Ryan Nisitawagizik. Unfortunately, he's not here at the moment. Okay, moving on. We're going to go with Keith Brennan Misowis. Yeah, I was informed that Keith Brennan Misowis was the 4th round draft pick for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's good. Okay, next up, Glenna Nishnawbe. Glenna Nishnawbe, everybody. Next up, Valerie O'Shea. Valerie O'Shea, everybody. Next up, Calvin Slipperjack. Calvin Slipperjack. Next in line, Gerald Shigonqueb. Everybody. Next up, Douglas Sugarhead. Douglas Sugarhead. Nina Sugarhead. Nina Sugarhead. Next up, Anita Wabano. Anita Wabano, everybody. Next up, Gerald Wabano. Gerald Wabano, everybody. Next in line, Rocky Wabano. Rocky Wabano, everybody. Next up, Teresa Wabano. Teresa Wabano, everybody. Next in line, Jennifer Wapus. Jennifer Wapus, everybody. Next up, Louis Wapus. Louis Wapus, everybody. Daniel Waswa. Daniel Waswa, everybody. Next up, Ruby Waswa. Ruby Waswa, everybody. Next in line, April Yellowhead. April Yellowhead. Next, give it up for Jared Yellowhead. Gerry Yellowhead, everybody. Next, last but not least, Lindsay Yellowhead. That is your graduating class from Matawa First Nation. Thank you very much. That's one huge class. Now I'm going to call up the Chief of Kikenjigewen First Nation, Chief Celia H. Can you come up here, please? Miigwech. So we got one graduating member from Kikenjigewen First Nation, and he is my cousin. Oh, here we go. His name is Neil Jr. Wesley.
Hello? Before I give him his certificate, I'd like to say a few words on behalf of Neil. Neil is here today with us, but an early part of this year, he underwent a crisis in his life where he went through the ICU, intensive care, and was fighting for his life. And he came out of it, so he's with us today.
Kikenjigewen First Nation, Chief Celia H.M. Neil Jr. Wesley. Here we go, we're going to move on to Long Lake Reserve 58 First Nation and call up Mrs. Veronica Wabu's Chief. Give her a round of applause. First up, can I get Jason Gamway to come up here? Jason Gamway, everybody. Next up, Mr. Vashidi Lagarde. Ashley Lagarde, everybody. Next up, Dwight Misnashkin. Dwight Nadashkin, everybody. Next up, Clayton Mishaki. Next up, Miss Eve Patterson. Eve Patterson, everybody. Next up, Miss Priscilla Thomas. Thank you very much. That is the class from Online Computer 58. Give it up for Chief Branka Wabus. And tell you the truth, I didn't know half of my 58 members. From my reserve cut, you know. Okay, we're going to move on with Martin Falls First Nation. Call up Chief Bruce Ashman, please. The first person coming up from Martin Falls First Nation is Lindsay Achnabeniskum. Lindsay Achnabeniskum, everybody. Next up, Mitchell Achnabeniskum. Mitchell Achnabeniskum, people. And who can forget Pink Baxter?
I also want to thank KKETS for making me for valedictorian. I did have a better speech written, but I just wrote that on the fly, and I just want to thank you guys for that. Thank you, thank you all you guys. Okay.
Hank Baxter, everybody, with the lovely locks. Okay, moving on, we got Ms. Josephine Coaster. Josephine Coaster, everybody. Next up, Eric Kiikenomaga. Eric Kiikenomaga, everybody. Next up, Ryan Kiikenomaga. Ryan Kiikenomaga, everybody. Next up, Valerie Kiikenomaga. Right on, Valerie Kiikenomaga. Next up, Mark Aspasia. Oh, sorry about that. Aspasia, Mark. I'm not blemish free. Aspasia Mark, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Next up, Miss Alyssa O'Keefe. Alyssa O'Keefe, everybody. Those are the graduates from Martin Falls First Nation. Thank you, Mr. Chief Bruce Ashton. Yes, those are awesome graduates with awesome names. Okay, moving on. We got the Nishnawbe First Nation. Could I get the Chief from Nishnawbe to come up, please? Mr. Chris Munias. And Calvin Munias. Yeah. First graduate, who is not with us today, but is with us here in the smiles of her chief, Miss Roberta Missy Tawagizik. Next up, Miss Elizabeth Muñez. Elizabeth Muñez, everybody. Next up, Richard Muñez. Richard Muñez, everybody. Next up, Sean Muñez. He's just conversating like crazy, man. Moving on to Sylvia Sakany. And those are the graduates from the Kikenjigewen First Nation. Thank you, Chief Chris Muñez. Okay. Next will be the Benimic First Nation, the Silent Nation, they say. Silent but deadly. So I'd like to call up Mr. Chief Johnny Yellowhead. First graduate is Miss Melanie Beardy. Melanie Beardy, everybody. Next up, Jerome Beaver. Jerome Beaver, everybody. Thank you, Chief Johnny Yellowhead, and miigwech to board member KKETS Sheldon Oshkonegish, everybody. And that is the Benimic First Nation. Next up, Webekwe First Nation. Can I call up Mr. Chief Oshkonegish Wabas? Oh, I'm glad I remembered your name. It was just missed. Okay, for the first graduate, her name is Angel Bighead. Angel Bighead, everybody. Next up, Lynette Jacob. Lynette Jacob, everybody. Next up, Luke Meekus. That is your graduating class photo. Sorry. Okay, next up, we got Mary Shiganaclib. Give it up for Chief Cornelius Wabass and the graduating class from the Webequie First Nation. So I believe we're going to move on to the honor song. So if everyone could stand, please. We're going to get our drum group to come out and give us the honor.
Hey!
you very much. Miigwech for that awesome song. Have everyone seated, please. Thank you. I've been notified that we'll be having supper at Italian Hall. It's correct. Not the Finnish Hall, Italian Hall. And can you please, if you have no tickets, can you get one off, speak to Una Petter and she'll let you know where to get your tickets. Oh, Priscilla Jacob. See how quickly I forget? Oh my goodness. That's why I don't like reading from scripts. Okay. Now here comes the big momentous occasion here, people. I'd ask you please to get your cameras ready because we are going to get the class of 2019 to stand, please. And when I give you cue, I want you to fling that hat up in the air as high as it can go. And please mark your hat if you're afraid to use someone else's hat. Okay. People of all the First Nations, I give to you KKETS 2019 graduating class, throw your hats. Reminds me of Ric Flair. Woo! I'll start doing that walk. Solid. You guys deserved every minute of it. Enjoy it, relish it, and please pick up the same hat you had, please. Oh, God, we're having trouble with nips. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking here, guys. I can't. Okay, could I please have everyone remain standing, and we're going to do the closing prayer with Elder Mr. Gerry Martin. If you could come back up here, please. I know that's pretty far to walk there, Gerry, so
Wasn't that beautiful? You made it. The next step, big step is yours. I hope to see some of you in the college, university, the trades program, or even on the streets or in the buses. Say hi. You won't have to put up with my smudge anymore on Friday morning. But it was a pleasure knowing you. And I want to say thanks to our teachers in the crowd that helped you get there, the support staff and administration, the leadership, and even the government people that helped us get here. We didn't do it on our own, but you were the big players that had to make the effort, and you did it. And you're here. I thank the Creator. I'm going to ask you to put a hand up in the air in the direction of the students, and we're going to use our energy to bless them and keep them well, Creator. Walk with them everywhere they go, with their ancestors. Be at peace, live long and prosper. Miigwech, miigwech, Awashina.
Miigwech Gerry Martin, Elder. We're going to remain standing and we'll get our drum to do a traveling song. Thank you guys, great job.